Hi everyone, welcome to Chalchitra Talks. I'm Vaani, and this week I want to recommend to you Pachinko by Min Jin Lee. I have already recommended this book on a couple of live streams that we've done, both on YouTube and on Instagram. But I have loved this book so much that I wanted to do a special episode about it. Pachinko is actually the second book in a series of 3 books. The first one being Free Food for Millionaires, which is about Korean immigrants living in New York. There is a third book that is now coming. Hopefully it'll be out soon. It is about the importance and perils of education for Koreans throughout the world. And the second book, which is Pachinko, is about Korean immigrants living in Japan. Pachinko actually follows 4 generations of one family as they make their way through Japan and how the generations take it forward. It starts somewhere in 1900s and ends in 1989. So it's a sort of family saga, and it takes us through the Second World War and even the Korean War. Min Jin Lee actually spoke about the inspiration behind the book. So she was attending Yale in 1989 when she actually attended a lecture by an American missionary who was speaking about the struggles Koreans face in Japan. When he spoke about one particular family in his parish, their 12-year-old boy had climbed to the roof and jumped to his death. And when the parents were going through his belongings, they came across his middle school yearbook where his 12-year-old classmates had written notes like, "Go back to where you belong," or "Die, die, die," or "You smell like garlic." And tired of all these comments and the bullying, he committed suicide. Min Jin Lee says that she has been affected by this incident for like 30 years now. And that is how this book actually came to life after she heard of this incident. There is no particular plot line in this book because it is about 4 generations of a family. They migrate from Korea to Japan, and then the generations move on, and then somehow the 4th generation ends up in some other part of the world, and so on. Throughout the book, the struggles that this family faces makes you so fond of them because you see them in their struggles and hardships, and you celebrate with them, and you become fond of this family. What happens to them also starts affecting you in a way. So despite a large number of characters that span 4 generations, you will love each and every one of them. You will grow to care for everyone. And there will be heartbreak and there will be some heavy turmoil. But there are so many thoughts and ideas in this book that will force you to reflect. For example, this one thought has stayed with me. It goes something like, patriotism is an idea, but so is communism and capitalism. And sometimes these ideas can make men forget about their own interests. And in those times, the people in power will exploit the men who believe in their ideas too much. And in today's world, especially when there is so much clash between ideas, this thought holds so much ground. Then we've always believed that a man is some of his environment, but we've never chosen to reflect what is the boundary of this environment. And sometimes the decisions that you're not even remotely responsible for will affect your life and your upbringing and your manners and so on. For example, every individual in this book is affected by the relationship between Korea and Japan in his own way, and they do not even realize when it's happening. So this was my recommendation for this week, and I hope you like it and I hope you pick it up. And I will be back again with another recommendation for you next week.